Hey guys, it's Anthony Bandier here with my friend Mike Boone. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
We're going to do another roadside chat from Blue to Gold Studio. All right, so basically the idea here, if you're new to us, is that we're trying to answer legal questions from cops, but also citizens, right? If citizens have when I say citizens, we're all citizens.
We are.
But I really should say non-police officers. If they have questions that are kind of interesting and we can all kind of learn from them, please feel free to ask the question. And where you ask the question is bluetogold.com/show. That will be in the comment or the description below. So, Mike, you are an active duty police officer.
I am.
You're also a search and seizure expert. You're a certified search and seizure instructor for Blue to Gold.
I am.
So let me ask you a question. So the scenario is this, all right? And this is, let's say this is, doesn't have to be your state. It's probably general constitutional stuff.
Okay.
A female calls in and states that the father of her child, they're not married, is drunk and threatening to shoot and stab himself. So he's going through a psychotic episode.
Okay.
He also stated he would shoot officers if they arrive. So it's not, already the hairs on the back of everybody's neck is going up. So the officers were able to extract the female and a child from the rear window.
Okay.
This is pretty serious stuff here.
Yeah, that's
right. Yep.
Good decisions there.
Yeah, they're getting people out. They're taking it slow. They're slowing the momentum. And then they're able to, I think, surround and call out. We call these SACOs, or some people say SACOs, but I say SACO, surround and call out. Hey, now time is on our side. Let's get him to come to us. They're able to get him to come out, and he goes and he is civilly committed. Okay. Every state has a civil commitment law. The commitment period of time is between 24 hours to 72 hours or so, right? Now the girlfriend says, "Hey, look, he has a firearm. They live together, right? Okay. He does have a firearm. So when he was saying he was going to kill himself, he was not. He had the implement to do it." And I don't want that gun here. Especially she's thinking, what if he gets out, in 24 hours, and the psychiatrist, signs off on his release. The last thing
good to go, right? See ya.
That's right. And we can't always detect if somebody's really going to do it. The last thing she wants is that gun back in play.
Okay.
Now the issue for us is this. Okay, you are the sergeant on scene, and are you cool with the girlfriend allowing the police to go in there and seize his firearm?
Well, there'll be a couple questions asked of her on scene, but it sounds like they could establish that she's got common authority over the house, they live together, and the items that are inside that house.
All right, so for some of our viewers are not going to know what common authority even means.
So if she has access, dominion, control, or she wouldn't offend the boyfriend if she were to look in his sock drawers or go where the guns are at or access these things.
Okay, I want to pick this apart, right? So I think you said something very kind of interesting. So wouldn't offend. So it's one of these things where I guess the boyfriend comes home and she's in his sock drawer putting his socks away. And he probably would be like, oh my God, how could you do this to me? Like, you're not supposed to be in my sock drawer. That's what you're kind of saying?
No,
here?
I like him rolled together,
yeah,
not folded. Right?
Yeah, he's what is it? Put the oil in his skin or something, the lotion on his skin.
Right. Yeah.
That kind of guy. So he's very meticulous about his socks. So that's what you're kind of saying, right?
Yeah, kind of. But realistically, is she trespassing against him? Is he taking means to exclude her from that sock drawer? Probably not. Not realistically, no.
Okay, so that's what common authority is. She would not be offending him really if she went into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say the gun is, again, in his sock drawer. So she could give the police, what you're saying, though, is based on some common sense here, and unless there's other factors saying otherwise, she could tell the police, hey, yeah, you can go into my boyfriend's sock drawer and grab that gun.
If she can do it, then she can give us the permission to do it herself.
Well, how do you address the issue, the counter-argument that it's not her gun? Let's say the cop says, hey, is this your firearm? And she says, no, it's not. So is that a legal hurdle here, or are you okay with that? You still okay with it?
I'm still okay with it because she can access it. She can do things with it. She could grab the gun and
she can hold it.
She can hold it,
and
she can say, "You hold it."
Okay, I actually agree. I think that's a good way of saying it. I also the police are allowed to hold on to things for others, right? They may not want to hold on to everything,
No.
Hey, I'm going on vacation. Can you hold on to, my diamond rings or whatever? But you're absolutely correct. As far as the Constitution is concerned, there's no issue here.
Correct.
Okay, let me change the facts and see if we change the answer.
All right.
Okay. So the boyfriend is on scene. He's going to still be committed.
Okay.
And he hears the girlfriend telling the police about, hey, yeah, once he's out of here, please just grab this gun from his sock drawer. And he says, he's probably in handcuffs. He says, hey, no, cops, you are not allowed in my sock drawer. Stay out. And then they take him away.
And then they take him away on his legal hold in.
And then the cops go back, just so we know the story.
Yeah.
The cops are like, okay, I hear what he's saying. Are you still cool with us going to a sock drawer? What do you think?
We're still good.
You're still good.
Still good with that.
Man, where's the authority on that?
California versus Fernandez? Fernandez versus California.
I think it's actually California versus Fernandez, and this is that U.S. Supreme Court case from 2014.
So the idea behind this case is, think about the protections everyone has. That constitutional.
I don't mean to
protection.
cut you off. Tell us the story about Fernandez.
So, husband and wife, correct?
Actually, I thought they were originally, but I think I maybe but they're actually boyfriend girlfriend. But they do live together.
Right, and DV.
Yes.
DV at the house here, and ultimately,
he was also a suspect in something, wasn't he?
Robbery, correct?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So before, from my understanding of the case, you correct me if I'm wrong, but what happened here was they thought that he committed a robbery, and they went to the house, knocked on the door. She answers the door.
Right.
And they want consent to look for the robbery evidence.
And she says, "But come on in, right?
Come on in.
Come on in and start looking around inside the house here." And basically, he's like, "Whoa, who are these guys?
Right.
Why are they inside the house here?" And he doesn't want the cops there.
Okay, right. He's on scene.
And he says, "Hey, no." Right. So in that circumstance here, they end up running him. He had a
no. Actually, he didn't have the warrant. What happened was,
or did he leave for work? Sorry.
No. What happened was, while they were talking to her, and he's, it all happened kind of fast.
Yeah.
They started talking to her more, and they observed that she had fresh injuries. And
there's the DV component.
There's the DV
right. There's
component,
the DV
right?
component,
and they started asking her, like, hey, what's going on here? And she basically said, like, he just beat the shit out of me, right?
So they get their probable cause.
They scoop him up. It's a DV that happens, recently enough for the law to be like a shell arrest, of course, and they scoop him up. Now,
there you go.
Do you remember there was a case from the U.S. Supreme Court where it said that, hey, if one person is non-consenting and another person is consenting, they cancel each other out. Do you remember the case name?
That's Georgia versus Randolph, right?
Yes. Okay.
Now there we go. So back to our robbery DV suspect here. So he was adamant that he didn't want the cops there, right?
Yeah, made it very clear.
They developed probable cause to make an arrest, so lawful arrest, and take him away.
Okay.
So by taking him away lawfully, if we were to, and this is kind of what the court said in this one here, if we were to take away her ability to make a decision for herself, to allow someone into her house based on a person that's no longer present, the wording, I don't remember the specific wording in the cases, but that's pretty significant to take somebody else's rights away.
Pretty
for a person
disrespectful.
Pretty disrespectful for a person that's no longer there. Even though he contested it originally, as long as he's lawfully removed from that place, she can give consent.
Let me ask you this. Like, the one way I looked at this case, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but I looked at it this way. I said, look, let's say that I don't like my wife's cousin.
Okay.
And I'm like, I hate this cousin. There's something about her and me that just don't get along. And I basically say, I would hope not to have this type of, but I'm like, hey, honey, when I'm here, your cousin cannot be here. Now, look, at the end of the day, the cousin can't be there. I mean, if I call, the cousin just can't. I mean, I have a right to keep people out of my home.
Yeah.
But then I thought to myself, all right, this is kind of a weird situation, but then I leave. Would the cousin be committing trespass, you think, legal trespass, by going to my house while I'm gone?
That's invited by
the wife.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's just there's not against the law, right?
No. Yeah.
And so and maybe it's again a weird way of looking at it. And I feel like the police are in the same boat. They have permission from somebody who can give it. And I like the way you like this whole disrespect thing. It's like, if she wants the cops to come into the house and help her and assist her with something, how does he have the right to control the marital property from either jail, Jiffy Lube where he works, or he's on a vacation in Puerto Rico? Like, how does he have that? He can't just control it.
You can strip away her ability to say yes or no.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me throw one more wrinkle, and then we're going to end off on this roadside chat. While in the house, the mother, let's say it's mother and father, the father says you cannot be in the house.
Okay.
But he's arrested for a warrant, lawfully.
Okay.
The cops come back, and a 16-year-old kid answers the door. And the mom is also, like, the mom is gone, right? She's out there, she's at work or something. So dad is the one that says, do not come in my house to the police.
Okay.
Mom is whatever, we don't even know where she stands on this. And the kid is there. The cops ask the kid, hey, are you cool with us coming into the living room, garage, whatever, to search around? How do you feel about this one? You think this is going to fall under Fernandez, or we're going to have a problem here?
I'd be cautious with the age a little bit, just, and understanding, the kid's ability to understand what we're asking for in here.
Kind of a weird one, but...
Kind of a weird one, but I still think the kid has kind of the same thought there. I'd just be cautious about the age a little bit. I know there's no set markers on age.
No, I don't have a case on this either. Leaning against it. Because I don't know, the way I look at it is that, who has the higher authority over the entire home?
Well, parents.
Who's the king of the castle and the queen of the castle?
Yeah, greater authority, yeah.
And because the police know that the king or queen of the castle has said no entry, how can the servants, in many cases these are servants, or the joker, like in my house, jester, right?
There you go. Okay.
How can this jester tell the police, yeah, forget what my dad said, come on in? You see how my viewpoint is?
Yeah, I see that point on that.
Okay,
yeah.
So I just want to throw that one in there because I like trying to see if we can flush out these things, and maybe cops would like this better too because they try to get that concept of, hey, what we can do and why, and what's the method, what's the logic behind this. But that's all I have, and so the takeaway with this roadside chat is, hey, look, we're good here, right? Under common authority, like you explained it, and the fact that he is also removed, despite his lack of consent, will not render her consent invalid.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
All right, guys, do me a favor before you leave. Again, if you have your own question, go to bluetogold.com/show. Don't worry about remembering it because it's right in the description below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and until next time, my friends, stay safe.